Stay close, kid. You're safe with me. The word sliced into me the second Ethan leaned down and whispered it. Kid? I forced a smile. I'm not 12. He grinned, eyes scanning the glittering ballroom. You'll always be the kid trailing behind me. I'm not trailing. My fingers touched the cheap silver bracelet on my wrist. I'm standing right here. Relax, he said, already waving at another guest. Enjoy the night, I muttered, easy for you. What's that? He asked. Nothing. I looked away, heat in my chest. The lights dimmed, and Ethan strode to the stage. Vanessa joined him, every inch polished perfection. Her hand slid into his as cameras flashed. He spoke with that steady voice that always silenced rooms. Tonight isn't about us, it's about the future. Applause. I'm grateful to my fiancée Vanessa, and to my dear friend Ava, who has been like a little sister to me. The words burned. A little sister. Laughter rippled softly across the room. I smiled stiffly, my nails digging into my palm. Vanessa leaned toward the mic, dazzling. He's always had such a protective heart. Ava, you're lucky to have him. Lucky. My throat tightened. When the speech ended, guests swarmed them. I stayed rooted until Mia slipped beside me. Don't you dare cry here, she whispered. I'm not crying. You look like you're swallowing glass. I thought. My voice cracked. I thought maybe you thought wrong. She cut in. You don't have to be their background. I'm not background. I snapped, too loud. Heads turned. I shrank back. Mia took my hand. Then prove it. I tried to steady my breath. He used to tell me everything. That was before Vanessa. I shook my head. Before me. Before I mattered less. You still matter, she said firmly. To him, I'm just the kid with the bracelet. Mia's eyes flicked to my wrist. You still wear that? I thought it meant something. It did, she said. But not anymore, I whispered. I don't know how to let go. Then start by not calling yourself small, she said. I didn't. You're doing it now, she pressed. Every sigh, every word you shrink. I can't outshine Vanessa. You don't have to outshine her, Mia said. You just have to stop dimming yourself. I laughed bitterly. Easy pep talk, hard reality. She squeezed my hand. I'll keep saying it until you believe it. Across the room, Ethan finally looked my way. He raised his glass with that familiar crooked smile, like we still shared secrets. I held his gaze, then looked down. Mia muttered, don't give him your eyes. I can't help it. You can, she said, because he's not giving you his heart. The crowd cheered as Vanessa kissed his cheek. Cameras flashed again. My chest tightened until I thought I'd burst. Mia tugged me toward the exit. Let's go. I hesitated. What are you waiting for? She asked. Something that won't happen. I let her pull me out. The cold air slapped me awake. My voice was small. Did I imagine it all? No, Mia said. But it doesn't matter what was real for him. It matters what's real. For you. And what's real? I asked. That you're more than this. I nodded, though the words barely held me together. My hand tightened around the bracelet until it bit my skin. That night, alone in my room, I stared at it for hours. Every laugh, every promise, every dream we whispered, it all replayed. The bracelet gleamed under the lamp. For the first time, I wondered if it was just a chain. And tonight, for the first time, I felt the crack inside me split open. The headline glared back at me. Hail Innovations to launch youth advocacy app. My app. My name. My idea. I dialed Ethan before my chest could collapse. He answered with his calm voice. Ava? You told me it wouldn't work. I blurted. He paused. What are you talking about? Don't do that. I snapped. Don't act confused. You remember the notebook. The one I showed you last summer. His sigh echoed down the line. Ava, don't make this messy. Messy? My voice cracked. You stole from me. Your family, he said softly, like that excused everything. Family doesn't take what isn't theirs. Listen now. You listen. You called it useless. You laughed at me. And now it's yours. His silence was heavier than any denial. You used me, Ethan, I whispered. He muttered. You don't understand the bigger picture. I understand betrayal, I said, then ended the call before my tears gave me away. The next day, I tried again. I needed him to at least admit it. The phone rang, then clicked. Hello, Ava? Vanessa's velvet tone made my skin crawl. Why? Are you answering his phone? He's busy, unlike you. Her laugh was smooth poison. Is this about the app? Yes, I said, gripping the bracelet until it cut into my skin. It's mine. Yours? She feigned surprise. Darling, your little idea belongs to the company now. Don't call it little. Don't take it personally. Ethan and I have plans. Big ones. You should be proud to have inspired us. Inspired? My chest shook. You erased me. She smiled through the line. I could hear it. You were never really in the frame, Ava. Just the background. That's where sisters belong. Click. Silence. The bracelet slammed against my desk before I even realized I'd thrown it. The cheap silver bent under the blow, and the sound cracked me open. I sank to the floor, hands trembling, then pulled the broken piece into my palm and sobbed. Mia found me like that an hour later. What happened? I shoved the press release at her. Her eyes scanned it fast. Oh my God, this is your work. I gave him everything, I said, voice raw. Every draft, every late night talk. He told me it wasn't ready, and now it's his. It's theirs, I corrected, the word sour on my tongue. Mia crouched down. You can't let them bury you like this. I'm already buried. No. She gripped my shoulders. You're angry. That's not the same. I feel small, I whispered. Smaller than I've ever been. Then grow. Her eyes blazed. Burn them with sunlight. Tell the world what they did. They'll crush me. They already did. The only difference is whether you stay crushed. I shook my head, tears still clinging. I don't know if I can. You can, she insisted. Because truth doesn't need polish. It just needs someone brave enough to say it. Her words lit something inside me. A small flickering flame that didn't feel like weakness. I closed my hand around the broken bracelet. Then I'll fight with truth, Mia exhaled. Good, because I'll fight beside you. The flame in me rose higher. I wasn't just broken. I was burning. Doctor. Rowan's office smelled faintly of coffee. He leaned back in his chair, calm eyes on me. Name the betrayal, he said. I swallowed. Ethan. My voice was small. And me for waiting. His eyebrows rose. Explain. I waited for him to notice me. I waited for him to respect me. I gave him every piece of myself, and he used it. So, you gave away your power. I thought it was love, I said. Doesn't love mean sharing? It means choice, he replied. Not surrender. You surrendered. I clenched my hands. He called me family while stealing my work. How am I supposed to carry that? By not carrying it at all, he said. That's easy to say. No, he corrected. It's simple, not easy. There's a difference. I exhaled sharply. So what do I do? You reclaim power with choices, he said. Not with waiting, not with begging. Choices? The word sank into me like a stone. You're saying I let him do this to me. You allowed it, yes. But that doesn't mean you deserved it. It means you can change it now. I hate that I still want him to admit it. That's begging, he said firmly. Name what you want, not what you wish he'd give. I want to be more than background, I whispered, then act like it. Tears burned my eyes. How? Start small. Write what you know. Collect what you have. Turn memory into proof. I nodded slowly. Dates, notes, screenshots. Exactly. I laughed bitterly. Feels like building a case. Maybe. It is, he said. Or maybe it's building yourself back. The clock ticked loud in the silence. You're angry, he observed. I don't want to be. Anger isn't wrong, he said. It's fuel. Direct it. What if I break in the process? Then you rebuild, he replied. But this time, on your own terms. I stared at the floor. I don't even know who I am without him. Then this is your chance to find out. Something in his voice steadied me. I stood, clutching my bag. No more waiting. No more begging, he corrected. I almost smiled. Right. Outside. The air felt sharper, cleaner. I texted Mia. No more begging. Her reply came fast. Finally. Back home. I spread papers across my desk. Old drafts. Screenshots. Messages with his dismissive words. I wrote a list. What I know. Who was there. When it happened. The evidence stared back at me. Cold and real. My hand brushed the bent bracelet. I lifted it to my wrist. Held it there. Then whispered. You don't own me. The words didn't shake. My voice was steady. For the first time. I believed it. The girl who lingered in doorways, waiting for scraps of attention, was fading. A woman who chose, who wrote, who thought she was waking up. Lydia's reply had only one line. Come by at 9. Her office smelled like ink and burnt coffee. She didn't even look up as I stepped inside. Sit, she said flatly. I lowered myself into the chair. Fingers knotted tight. She glanced up, eyes sharp. Tell me why you're scared. The words scraped my throat. Because truth costs. Her expression didn't flicker. Good answer. Fear means the story matters. I licked my lips. What if it costs too much? Then don't write it, she said bluntly. But if you do it right. I want to, I whispered. Then prove it. She leaned forward. Show me what you've got. I slid a folder across the desk. Notes, drafts, timelines, messages. She flipped through them fast, pen tapping the page. Receipts, screenshots, I said quickly. Dates, names, even the notebook scans. Good start, but don't chase revenge, chase verification. I'm not chasing revenge, I said, though my chest burned. She looked at me hard. Aren't you? I faltered. I want him to pay. That's revenge. I also want people to know the truth. That's journalism. She tapped her pen again. Keep the second. Drop the first. I clenched my fists. He took my idea. He called me his sister while doing it. How am I supposed to separate the two? You don't separate it, she said. You bury it under facts. Anger is noise. Proof is music. Which one do you want the world to hear? Her words struck. Music, I admitted. Then stick to it. She tossed the folder back. Your outline? I opened my notebook, hands trembling. Theft of my concept. The youth advocacy app. How Ethan tied it to the foundation. Contracts funneling data to partners. I traced the sign-offs. Her pen stopped tapping. You're not stupid. Thanks. It's not a compliment, she said dryly. It's an observation. You see the cracks. That means there's a story. I nodded, heart pounding. So, I'm not crazy? You're scared. Not crazy. Big difference. I swallowed. What if they sue me? They will, she said, without hesitation. That's why you document. If it's airtight, lawsuits bounce. I don't know if I can handle that. You can't handle silence either. She shot back. The truth stung. No, I whispered. I can't. Then, stop crying for confession and start preparing for confrontation. I thought I was prepared. You thought wrong. You're still begging for him to admit it. Don't. Bring me proof, not tears. The bluntness gutted me, but it also steadied me. I stood, voice firmer. I'll get more. She nodded once. Good. Fear sharpens. Use it. My legs trembled as I left her office. But for once, the shaking wasn't from fear alone. It was focus. Mia pushed open the caf door and waved me over. A man in a hoodie sat at the corner table, laptop glowing. This is Jocks, she said. He didn't look up. I don't break laws. I froze. Okay, finally. He met my eyes. But I recover what's already there. That's different. Mia nudged me into the seat. He used to work near Ethan's team. Jocks closed his laptop halfway. What exactly do you want from me? I slid a folder across. Emails. Old ones I sent Ethan. I need to know if he changed them. He studied me. Changed them how? Stripped my name. Used my files. Called them his. Proof matters, he said quietly. That's all I want, I whispered. He opened the laptop again. Forward me the originals. I hesitated. They're personal. So is Betrayal, he said. My throat tightened. Fine. Mia squeezed my arm. You can trust him. I sent the files. His fingers flew across the keys, silent but sure. After minutes, he said, metadata shows timestamps. Your attachments were intact. Same day you sent them. I leaned forward. So he had them first? Yes. And look, he tilted the screen. This draft still has your original logo. My chest burned. He told me that logo was childish. Jocks. Scrolled. File history shows someone renamed it 2 weeks later. Who? My voice cracked. Vanessa, he said. The name hit like a blade. She actually put her name on it? He nodded. System log confirms it. She copied your draft, changed the header, saved it as hers. I covered my mouth. This is it. This is the proof. Jocks leaned back. Proof hurts people you still love. I know. My voice shook. Are you ready for that? I stared at the screen. The hurt already happened. This is just showing it. He closed the laptop. Then you're not weak. I almost laughed. I feel weak every second. That's what strength feels like at first, he said. Mia whispered. Ava, this is the crack in their wall. I'm scared, I admitted. Jocks shrugged. Fear means you're not lying to yourself. Use it. I nodded slowly. Send me everything. Every trace. Every log. You'll need context, he said. Metadata alone won't convince everyone. I'll write it. I promised. I'll build the case around it. Jocks closed his laptop fully. Then I'll back you up. Just don't ask me to step over the line. I won't. I swallowed. Thank you. He stood to leave. Remember, they'll fight dirty. Don't fight like them. Fight like you. When he left, Mia exhaled. See, you're not crazy. I wanted to be wrong, I whispered. I wanted proof he didn't do this. But now you have proof he did. Tears blurred my sight. I can't unsee it. Good, Mia said. Because neither can they. That night, I sat alone, recording voice notes into my phone. I am not a secret, I said aloud. I am not background. I am not little. Each word steadied me. I gathered the documents, zipped them into a folder, and drafted one short message to Lydia. Ready. Then I hit send. Lydia's email came at dawn. Live at 9.by10. Headlines screamed. Inside the youth app grab. My name wasn't there, but my fingerprints were all over it. The phone rang. Ethan's number. Ava, why? His voice cracked. I gripped the receiver. Because you lied. I was protecting the company. No, you were protecting Vanessa. Silence. Then, it wasn't like that. Then tell me what it was. Like, I can't. That's the problem. I ended the call before my hands shook too badly. Within hours, a new email pinged into my inbox. From Marcus Reed, legal counsel. Retract or face action. My stomach lurched. I ran to the bathroom and vomited until my throat burned. Mia knocked on the door. Ava, are you okay? No, I gasped, then breathed. This is what they do, scare you into silence. They'll ruin me. They already tried. I slumped against the wall, whispering, I can't fight lawyers. Lydia called then, her voice clipped. Ignore Marcus. We stand by our reporting. He threatened me. He threatens everyone. It means you hit a nerve. I feel sick. Good, she said. Fear means you're awake. Use it. After. She hung up. I texted Dr. Rowan. I want to run. He replied instantly. Name the fear, then act anyway. I stared at the words until they steadied me. Mia crouched beside me. What now? I wiped my mouth. I talk. On record? Yes. She hesitated. That's dangerous. So is silence. Minutes later, I was in Lydia's office, staring at the camera set on a tripod. You don't have to, she reminded me. I do, I said. Because if I don't, they win twice. The red light blinked on. State your name, the producer instructed. I looked straight into the lens. My name is Ava Cole. My voice didn't break. What's your connection to the story? I drew a breath. The app was my concept. I shared it with Ethan Hale. It was taken, rebranded, and launched without my consent. Do you have evidence? Yes. I slid the folder forward. Emails, drafts, metadata. I can verify every claim. The producer nodded. And why are you speaking now? Because silence is complicity, I said. And I refused to stay erased. The interview ended. My hands were trembling, but not from fear, something sharper. Mia hugged me hard. You didn't stutter once. I thought I would. You didn't. You sounded like someone who knew her worth. Lydia smirked faintly. Welcome to the fire, Ava. You're in it now. I exhaled slowly, chest burning. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was drowning. I felt like I was fighting. The cafe was quiet, all porcelain clinks and low whispers. Helen Hale sat across from me, eyes rimmed with fatigue. He's not a monster, she said, stirring her tea slowly. I looked at her hands. He feels like one. She shook her head. He's weak when it comes to loyalty. That's not the same thing. Tell that to the people he's hurt. Her sigh was heavy. I'm not excusing him. I'm explaining him. I leaned forward. Then explain this. How could he take everything from me and still sleep at night? Because he convinces himself it's for survival. I clenched my jaw. Survival? He has everything. Not everything, she murmured. Not certainty. She slid an envelope across the table. Look. I opened it. An old photograph stared back Ethan and me in a backyard, sunlight flooding the grass. On my wrist, the silver bracelet gleamed. My chest tightened. This was the day he gave it to me. She nodded. The day his father left. He needed someone safe. You were that place. I traced the image with shaking fingers. So he kept me small to keep himself safe? Her lips pressed together. She didn't answer. That's it, isn't it? I whispered. He called me little sister because it kept me in a box. I wasn't allowed to grow. Helen's gaze dropped. He doesn't know how to love without controlling. I shoved the photo back. That's not love. No, she admitted softly. But it's what he learned. I laughed bitterly. So I was just training wheels until Vanessa came along? Her expression hardened at the name. I caught it. You don't like her. Helen's spoon clinked against the cup. Vanessa is not who she says she is. What do you mean? Her eyes flicked around the calf. Be careful with her. She's strategic, manipulative. You mean, she met my gaze? Yes. Anger surged through me. So he traded one cage for another. Don't let pity fool you, Helen warned. Weakness doesn't erase damage. I don't pity him, I snapped, though my chest ached. You do, she said softly. And that's why you're dangerous to him, because you still care. I stared into my tea. I hate that you're right. She reached for my hand but stopped short. I don't want you destroyed in the crossfire. I already was, I said. Her face fell. Then maybe it's time for him to feel it. I stood, clutching my bag. I won't be his shelter anymore. As I turned to leave, she whispered behind me, don't underestimate Vanessa. I froze. Why warn me? Because once, I stayed quiet, she said, and it cost me everything. The words lodged deep inside me. I nodded once and walked out. Outside, the air felt sharp, slicing straight into my lungs. My fingers brushed. The photo still tucked in my bag, but I didn't pull it out. Being someone's shelter didn't mean I was their cage, and I refused to stay locked. Jock slid his laptop toward me. You need to hear this. What is it? My stomach tightened, a voice memo buried in their shared drive. He pressed play. Vanessa's voice filled the room, smooth and cruel. Call her the little sister. She'll fold. My stomach dropped. Stop. Jocks paused the file. You okay? I shook my head. Play it again. Ava, play it. The words repeated, colder the second time. She'll fold. I covered my mouth. She planned it. She told him exactly how to keep me small. Jocks closed the laptop. Now you have proof of manipulation, not just theft. I whispered, it burns. Proof always does. I texted, Ethan, meet me. Alone. T the park. The air was sharp, the kind that cuts straight to the lungs. He was already waiting on the bench. Ava, he said carefully. Why here? I pulled out my phone. Listen. I pressed play. Vanessa's words. Slash the silence. Call her the little sister. She'll fold. His face drained of color. She told me. His voice broke. She told me it would calm you, that you'd accept it. And you believed her? I thought. He stopped, shaking his head. I hurt you. No, I said. You chose to hurt me. His hands trembled as he reached for my wrist. The bracelet flashed in the fading light. I never meant. That doesn't heal me. My voice was steady. He froze, hand hovering. I didn't know how else to keep things together. You broke me to hold yourself up? He looked at me then, eyes wet, shoulders collapsing inward. For the first time, he didn't look untouchable. He looked like a boy who'd lost his way. Ava, please no. I stepped back. You don't get to beg now. He flinched, like the words slapped him. I turned and walked down the path. My footsteps echoed louder than his silence. For the first time, I heard him rise and follow, but I didn't slow down. Lydia's message came fast. It's live. I opened the site. The memo's headline screamed, Call her little sister Vanessa Cross strategy exposed. My phone rang immediately. Marcus Reed's face filled the news broadcast. This memo is doctored, he declared. Clearly edited. Nothing more than a smear. I grabbed my phone and hit go live. I was there, I said, staring into the camera. I saved the files before they erased me. They're real. The comments poured in. She's brave. She's lying for attention. Team Ava. Snake. My chest heaved. The screen wouldn't stop flooding. Doctor. Rowan called. Don't drown in noise. He warned. I can't stop reading. I admitted. You can, he said firmly. Because the truth doesn't live in the comments. Mia snatched the phone from my hands. He's right. You'll kill yourself scrolling. Give it back, I demanded. She held it out of reach. Not while death threats and pity parties are flying in. I'll filter it. Tears burned my eyes. I don't want to be pitied. Then don't read it, she snapped. Let me guard the fire while you stay standing. Hours passed like storms. Finally, I heard the mail slot clatter. An envelope lay on the floor. My name scrawled in familiar handwriting. I tore it open. Inside was a short letter from Noah. Proud of you. Dad would be too. The words blurred. I pressed the paper to my chest and sobbed until exhaustion dragged me under. For the first time in weeks, I slept. Morning light pierced through blinds, and with it came a new headline. Major partners pull out from Hale Innovations Youth App launch. I stared at the screen, breath caught. It was happening. Mia burst into my room. They're crumbling. Look, She shoved her phone at me, showing the press conference. Vanessa stood tall, flawless smile never cracking. "We wish Ava healing," she said, voice honeyed. "This is clearly a difficult time for her." I leaned closer to the screen. "Healing?" Mia snarled. "She's painting you as broken." My lips curled. "I'm not your wound." The whispers came in fragments, emails forwarded, texts from Mia, a clipped note from Lydia. Board members are questioning Ethan. Donors want answers about data ethics. Then Helen's message arrived. "It's starting." My phone buzzed again. Ethan's name. "Can we talk?" I hesitated, then typed back. "River." Sunset. The river was the same as years ago, when we skipped stones and pretended the world was small. He stood waiting, hands buried in his pockets. "Ava," he said quietly. I crossed my arms. "Say it." His throat bobbed. "I wanted you safe." "No." I cut in. "You wanted you safe." He flinched but nodded. "Maybe both." "Don't lie to yourself." He stared at the water. "I thought if I controlled the narrative, I could keep everything from falling apart. You controlled me." "I didn't mean yes, you did." My voice rose. "Every word. Every label little." Sister background. Kid, it was all about keeping me small. He shut his eyes. "I thought I was protecting you from the fallout." I laughed bitterly. "You were the fallout." He looked broken then, shoulders slumped. "I'll step back if it stops the bleeding." I shook my head. "Don't do this. For me." "Then why?" His voice cracked. "Because it's right." He turned, gaze sharp. "And if I don't know the difference anymore?" "I do." Silence stretched, only the rush of the river between us. Finally, he whispered, "I never wanted to lose you. You lost me the moment you chose her lies over my truth." His face twisted. "Ava, I know," I said firmly. "Don't finish that sentence. It doesn't change what you did." His hands shook at his sides. "I can't undo it." "Then stop pretending you can." The water glinted as the sun dipped. I pulled the bracelet from my wrist, pressing the bent silver into my palm until it bit my skin. "This used to make me feel strong," I whispered. "Now it just reminds me how easily I let you chain me." He stared at it. "I gave you that the day my father left, and I wore it like proof I belonged." "You did belong," he said softly. "No, I existed in the space you allowed." "That's not belonging. That's caging." His jaw tightened. "So what now?" I walk forward. "Without you holding me back." His eyes glistened. "And me? That's not my choice anymore." I closed my fist around the bracelet. The metal cut, but it didn't weaken me. It steadied me. "I'm stronger without it," I said. He exhaled, broken. "You're stronger without me." I turned away, my voice low but certain. "Finally, you understand." The hallway was colder than the boardroom itself. Marcus stepped out of the shadows, lips curled. "This ends ugly for you," he said. I met his eyes. It already was ugly. He smirked. "Do you even know what's waiting inside?" "Yes," I said. "Truth." His smirk faltered for a breath, then returned. "Truth doesn't pay legal fees. I'm not here to get paid. I'm here to stop being erased." He leaned close. "Walk away while you can." I brushed past him. "Watch me walk in instead." The boardroom was a fortress of polished wood and sharp stairs. Lydia sat at the back, arms folded, silent encouragement in her eyes. The chairwoman gestured. "Miss Cole, you asked to speak?" I stood at the head of the table, my files clutched tight. "Yes." I consented to share an idea. "I did not consent to be erased." Murmurs rippled. Vanessa's smile glowed, perfect as glass. "Evidence?" one director asked. I laid the folder down. "Emails, drafts, file histories, all verified." Vanessa laughed lightly. "This is absurd." She's confused. I pressed play on the voice. "Memo Jackson covered." Vanessa's words filled the room. "Call her the little sister. She'll fold." Her smile faltered. Gasps broke the silence. "That recording is taken out of context," she insisted. The chairwoman frowned. "It's clear enough." Ethan shifted in his seat, eyes lowered. For once, he looked smaller than me. A director asked, "Mr. Hale, do you contest this?" Ethan stood slowly. "No." His voice shook. "I let this happen." Vanessa snapped. "Ethan," he raised a hand. "Enough. I betrayed her trust. I let all of you believe it was mine." Gasps echoed again. "I'm resigning," he said, placing a document on the table. "Effective immediately." The room went silent. Vanessa's face froze, her smile shattering like glass under pressure. My heart pounded as I unclasped the bracelet from my wrist. The bent silver felt heavier than ever. I laid it on the table, the sound sharp in the silence. This belongs to the past. No one stopped me. I turned, my chest rising steady, and walked out. Vanessa's face filled the screen, every hair in place, every word polished. I apologize for any confusion, she said smoothly. Mistakes were made. I take full responsibility. Mia scoffed beside me. That's not an apology. That's PR perfume. I muted the broadcast. It's late. Too late. Marcus appeared on another channel, voice sharp. These were isolated misjudgments. Nothing systemic. The company remains strong. I almost laughed. He'll spin until he chokes, Mia muttered. Let him. They're bleeding already. Later that evening, an envelope slipped under my door. Helen's handwriting. Thank you. It read, nothing more. Quiet but steady. I tucked it away, heart tight. Then the knock came. When I opened the door, Ethan stood there, face raw, eyes red. Ava, he whispered. Please. I stepped outside and shut the door behind me. What do you want? He swallowed hard. I loved you. The words sliced through me. My heart thundered against my ribs. Don't. I did, he insisted, voice breaking. But I was a coward. You kept me small to feel big. He nodded, tears spilling. I know. I see it now. You see it because you lost. His shoulders slumped. Maybe, but I can't stop thinking about you. About us. There was never an us, Ethan. There was you, and me in your shadow. He reached for my hand. I pulled back. Can I make it right? He asked, desperate. I shook my head. You can make you right, that's all. His breath shuddered. What if I can't? That's your burden, not mine. We stood there in the cold, air burning between us. Neither of us moved, not until the truth finally stopped shaking inside me. I whispered, goodbye, Ethan. He flinched, but I didn't wait for his reply. I turned and walked down the steps. For the first time, I didn't need him to call me back. We're live in 3, 2, Mia grinned. 1, say it. I'm Ava, and this is Sunroom, I said into the mic. We built it with consent, clarity, and care. Jox tapped his keyboard. Servers are clean, logs transparent, permissions readable. I laughed. Speak human, Jox. He smirked. No dark corners. Lydia stood, arms folded. Then show them the windows. I will, I said, palms damp. No ads, no hidden data funnels, no tricks. Mia nudged me. Announce the pledge. I lifted the card. Our ethics are simple. Users first, always. Delete is delete. Privacy is default. Money never buys silence. Jox whispered, traffic spiking. All real. My phone buzzed. Dr. Rowan's text glowed. Moving on is not forgetting. It's placing. I exhaled. I hear you. Mia checked the chat. Comments look good. Trolls are bored. Let them be bored, I said. Boredom is safe. Safe enough for beginnings, and I wanted a beginning that honored us. Today, finally, a small crowd filled the room, mostly students. I stepped onto the tiny stage. Why Sunroom? A girl asked. Because I lived in shadows too long, I answered. I wanted light I could open or close myself. Lydia nodded. Give them the why, not the war. I'm choosing the why, I said, and set the bracelet on the podium. I keep this in a river rock box now. Lesson, not chain. Mia leaned toward the mic. Story time? Short, I said. I thought love meant shrinking. It doesn't. Love makes room. Jox raised a hand. Feature demo? Go, I said. He projected the dashboard. Everything is visible. Permissions speak in plain words. Nothing hides. A teen lifted her phone. If someone takes our posts, you own them, I said. We don't sell you to brands. We don't sell your friends either. Lydia murmured, plant your flag. I smiled. Sunroom chooses people over profit. If that ever changes, pull the plug and tell the world I lost my way, Doctor. Rowan slipped in and caught my eye. I waved him closer. He whispered, how's your breath? Steady, I said. Finally, Helen arrived, quiet as snowfall. She touched my sleeve. Thank you for saving my son from his worst self. I held her hand. He has to save himself. I know, she said, eyes wet. But you turned on the light. I turned on mine, I said. Mia clapped twice. Cue and then cake. Hands shot up. Stories poured out. Coaches who took credit, brothers who mocked, teachers who doubted. A girl with a chipped nail asked, what if they keep calling me little? I straightened. If they call you little, grow louder. The room answered with a thunderous yes. Jox whispered, numbers doubling. Lydia smiled. Let the work speak. I closed with one promise. Sunroom will remain a place you can leave without losing yourself. After the stream ended, I packed the bracelet into its box. The rock felt cool, steady. Dr. Rowan joined me by the window. Where does it belong now? In the past, I said, but close enough to teach me. Mia slid an arm around my shoulder. You did it. We did it, I said. Jocks added, and the servers didn't catch fire. For once, Mia laughed. Helen pressed a small envelope into my hand. For your mission, no strings. I hugged her. Thank you. We cut cake with flimsy forks and loud joy. The girls lingered, trading handles and promises. I looked at them and felt something unclench inside me. I'm free, I whispered. Mia heard. Then keep choosing the sun. I will, I said, and meant it.